What's going on, all my toy collectors and superpower friends out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox, and welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at these new DC Superpower figures by McFarlane Toys. I have a total of 4 of them. Now, there's a total of 6 in this wave. 2 of them are going to be harder to find. There's going to be the Solar Suit Superman, that's Superman in his black suit. And then there's going to be an unmasked Batman. There's going to be Batman inside of his suit, but showing him without his mask is going to be Bruce Wayne. I haven't been able to find those 2, but I did find these 4 at GameStop for about $9.99, okay? Let's go ahead and get into this review. Now let's start off with Ray Palmer first, also known as the Atom. Taking a look at the front of the box, you guys can see it's just like all the other superpower figures that McFarlane has been releasing. Same color scheme, light blue, yellow. You guys can see a comic book image of the Atom right there, McFarlane Toys. Clear package window showing you the figure that's inside. Doesn't come with any kind of accessories. Now, I do have this sticker right here. That's from GameStop, just letting you know the price and everything like that. If you guys are a collector, just be aware of that when you guys are ordering from GameStop, that GameStop always puts that sticker right on there. So if you're going to peel it off, try and be very careful. I don't collect these the back cards or whatever, but I know a lot of people do. So just be careful with that if you guys are ordering from Amazon or ordering from GameStop, all right? Already measured the package out for you guys. It measured out to 7 inches long by 9.5 inches tall by 2.5 inches in depth, okay? Taking a look at the side, nothing right there. There's the barcode in case you guys need it. A little read up on the Atom right there. A checklist of all the other superpower figures that have been released so far. And as you guys can see, these are the 2 that I don't have. They're going to be figures that you're going to have to hunt around for. That's that Solar Suit Superman and that unmasked Batman right there. So number 49 and number 50. But we're going to be taking a look at these other 3 right here and plus this one right here. So we're taking a look at all 4 of those, all right? Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. And here's the Atom out of the box. You guys can see he doesn't come with any kind of accessories, which, to be real, I would have liked it if McFarlane continued doing that with these figures. Because if you guys remember, when he first started dropping a lot of these superpower figures, he would drop, he would have some kind of little weapon or something in the packaging as well. Obviously, for the $9.99 price point, I'm not complaining too much. These are basically 5-inch scale figures. It's just, I would like something. I mean, if he could throw like Nightwing's bow staffs or, Wonder Woman's lasso or one of the Green Lanterns, Green Lanterns, it'd be nice that, if he throws something in, some kind of little weapon. A lot of these figures don't end up having like gripping hands or like holes in their hands to hold anything. Some of them do, but some of them don't if they don't come with anything. But it would have been nice if it would have came on like a little miniature version of him or anything, some kind of little weapon or something like that. Because, $10, the DC Superpowers figures that are 4-inch figures, they come with like 3 different weapons and they have more articulation than these figures. So, it would have been nice if McFarlane does start throwing in something with these figures for the $10 price point. All right. But anyway, I've already measured out for you guys. He measured out to 4 7/8. So he's almost 5 inches tall. Like I said, he doesn't come with anything. Here's your typical Atom color scheme with the blue and the red. And then you guys can see right here, he has his little logo right there. He also has it on the top of his head. I don't have anything on my, any paint defects or anything. Sorry, my camera's acting funny. Paint defects on mine, but I do see that he is kind of looking to the side. He has that side eye right there. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. I'm kind of zooming in pretty well, but he does have a side eye, so he is looking off to the left or whatever. Not a big issue for me, but I know a lot of people were complaining a lot about the side eyes on the DC Multiverse figures. Now, this is articulation. His head just rotates around. It doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. Arms do go up and down all the way around if you need them to. He doesn't swivel at the waist right there. Legs do kick up. They do bend at the knee. He's not going to have any toe articulation. It's not going to rock side to side or anything like that. Now, that's typical on most of these superpower figures. But, yep, that's pretty much it. Nothing you guys can take off of him or add to him. Like I said, he doesn't come with any kind of weapons or anything. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next, we're going to be looking at Jay Garrett as the Flash right here. The same information as far as dimensions on the packaging as all the other superpower figures. Same card backing besides it obviously saying the Flash and showing Jay Garrett right there, okay? Side of the box. This right here's the barcode in case you guys need it. A little read up on Jay Garrett right there because he was the original Flash before Barry Allen. And then, you know, a checklist of all the figures, same information that was on the back of the other card and some of the other vehicles. Okay, let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. And here's Jay Garrett, the Flash, out of the box. He doesn't come with any kind of accessories like the last figure we just looked at. He doesn't have holes in his hand, so he's not going to be able to hold any other kind of accessories that might have came with other figures that McFarlane has already released. I've already measured him out for you guys. He measured out to 4 7/8, so they're almost at that 5-inch mark, not quite there, but looking awesome. I really wanted this figure. This was one of the main figures I wanted him to make, so I'm really happy that he ended up making him. Loving the blue jeans, loving the red shirt, the big old Flash symbol on his chest right there, and the hat. The hat is amazing. It doesn't come off or nothing like that, but still just really geeked to have this figure. I really wanted this one right here. And then he added the little wings right there on the boots. I think that's actually really awesome. Same up here at the top of his hat, or his helmet, excuse me. But yeah, awesome looking figure. Another thing I wanted to look at, because sometimes these superpower figures don't end up having holes in the bottom of their feet, little peg holes. That way you guys can get stands. So this one ended up coming with it, and I actually forgot to look for the Atom. Yeah, the Atom ended up coming with holes as well. But when he first started releasing some of these figures, they didn't end up having holes in the bottom of their feet. So I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out for you guys. All right. Same articulation as all the other superpower figures. Head does rotate, arms do go all the way around, doesn't swivel at the waist, legs do kick up, do bend at the knee, no kind of ankle pivot or toe articulation or anything like that. But a really cool looking figure. If you guys are a fan of the Justice Society of America, man, you guys are going to be really happy to have this figure right here, because I'm loving it. I like adding the Justice Society and then the Justice League figures to their own little setup. I love the way that ends up looking in my display. Awesome looking figure. Let's move on to the next one. Now, up next, we're going to be taking a look at the bounty hunter known as Lobo. Now, obviously, he wasn't in the Superpowers cartoon back in the 80s, which a lot of the characters that McFarlane has released lately were not in that original cartoon back in the 80s. So I've seen a lot of people on social media upset about this figure, mostly upset about the scale, about how big he is. I don't know. Looking at him, he kind of looks the same size as that Green Lantern Kilowog figure, but I'm going to have to wait until I pop him out and then do a comparison. But either way it goes, he wasn't in the Superpowers. So, you know, people being upset about it kind of really don't make any sense, because a lot of the characters that have been released in this line weren't in that original Superpowers cartoon in the 80s. Same dimension style packaging. You guys can see Lobo right there. On the back, a little read up on him in case you guys don't know that much about him. Checklist, same information that was on the back of the other cards. In case you guys need that barcode right there. There it is. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. And now here's Lobo out of the box. You guys can see that he is a very big, massive figure compared to the other figures we just looked at. Like I said, this Jay Garrett measured out to 4 7/8, so almost at that 5-inch mark. So let's see how big Lobo ends up coming out at. Now his hair is pretty big at the top, and he does measure out to 6.5 at the top of this piece right here. He measured out to 6.5 inches tall. So he is a pretty tall figure in this Superpowers line. But let's see how he looks standing next to Kilowog, because when I see them next to each other, it almost looks like they have the same upper torso, like right up here, possibly maybe even the same, no, not the same arms. Yeah, they don't have the same arms, but they definitely have, I think, the same torso up here. It's just the legs are going to be different. The legs are going to be longer, and then obviously the head is longer. The reason I say that is because he's standing taller right up here at the waist. His waist is taller than this one. So I'm going to guess maybe they use the same upper chest body right here, upper torso as the Kilowog figure, but they just have different legs, because this Kilowog has a lot more muscle in his legs right up here in the thighs and stuff, and probably even in the calves. And then this one's a little more skinnier right here. So yeah, this Lobo is bigger, because Kilowog ends up measuring out to, 5 3/4. So yep, 5 3/4. And like I said, he measures out to 6.5. So he does tower over him a bit, standing next to each other, but not a problem for me. But like I said, for some of you diehard Superpowers collectors out there, I know you guys could be upset about that. So I just wanted to give you guys a look at these two together. That way you guys can make your mind up whether or not you even want to add him to your collection. All right. But yeah, other than that, I think he's a really awesome figure. I did notice something. He does have this soft goods little vest on, which I think is an awesome touch. The fact that McFarlane still kept it at the $10 price point, and it's a bigger figure, more plastic, adding the soft goods cape, I think that's really cool. New sculpt, obviously, so I'm just loving the way this thing looks. Love all the paint detail with his goatee, his eyes, even his hair. And now he doesn't come with any kind of weapons, but he does have a hole in his hand right there. So it looks like he is meant to hold something. Not sure if he was maybe meant to come with that little chain, that hook right there that maybe goes inside of his hand. Not for sure. Maybe down the road, McFarlane will maybe come out with like his bike that he sails through the cosmos or whatever, riding to look for people that he wants to arrest. So but yeah, other than that, man, just still a cool looking figure. Like I said, you guys can make up your mind whether or not you want to add this to your collection, or if you're just a completist and you got to have every toy. He's still an awesome looking figure, even if you don't want to display him with your superpower figures. But I love the way he looks. So like I said, just be prepared, because he is a bit taller than a lot of your other figures. Like I said, this is him standing next to Jay Garrett right there. So he is a lot bigger, but still that makes him a little more beastie, and that'll give you something to maybe know about when McFarlane, if he decides to do like a Doomsday superpower figures, he might end up making it as big as him. Who knows? So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the last figure. All right. And last figure in this wave is Jason Todd as Robin. He was actually the second Robin after Dick Grayson. And then the third one was Tim Drake, which Superpowers, McFarlane's already made a Superpowers Tim Drake Robin figure. He's also made a Dick Grayson Nightwing figure, but he hasn't made a Dick Grayson Robin figure yet. So it's really cool that he ended up making this Jason Todd figure right here. And then he gave him little shorts right there. I thought that was pretty cool. And even how it like kind of flaps down right there, just like how it does right here. I think that's pretty cool. It didn't just use the same exact mold from that Tim Drake Robin figure, which I'll do a comparison for you guys at the end. All right. Same dimensions. You guys can see Jason Todd right there. On the back, a little read up on the Boy Wonder in case you guys need to know anything about him. Checklist, same information. Barcode in case you guys need it. Let's go ahead and crack him out of the box. And here's Jason Todd, aka Robin, out of the box. Doesn't come with any kind of accessories, even though he has a little open hand right there, like he's meant to hold something. They could have came with a batarang or anything. Who knows? Some kind of little grappling gun or something. But he didn't end up coming with anything. But he does have an open hand right there. This one right here is kind of like just a flat out palm hand, maybe for like karate chopping, like. Not really for sure, but he doesn't come with anything, so it's kind of weird that he does have an open hand, but so did Lobo, as you guys seen. All right, let's go ahead and measure him out, because he is a little bit shorter. He measures out to 4 inches, maybe 4.5. I say about 4.5, right there between 4.5 and 4 3/8 or whatever. So he is a little bit on the smaller side, but he's supposed to be, because if you guys remember, Jason Todd was obviously a kid, younger than the other Robins when they had turned into Robin. So he is meant to be a little bit smaller. Let's go ahead and do a comparison real quick of Tim Drake. And this is Tim Drake right here. And they basically stand at the same height. You can tell that Tim Drake is a little bit taller. It might just be his hair. It's just a little bit taller. Even as well, his forehead is taller as well. But yep, Tim Drake is taller, but that's not a problem either. Because like I said, I want my Jason Todd to be smaller on the scale. But taking a look at them up close, you can see that he does have different sculpting right here. How this little piece right here to his upper shirt ends up coming down. His shorts are a little bit shorter than these ones. Obviously, it looks that way because his legs from his legs are showing. He doesn't have anything covered him like the Tim Drake Robin figure does. The fact that they used a darker red, which I really like that. I love the fact that they used more of a darker burgundy red rather than just this bright red right here like they did on Tim Drake. Obviously, has a black mask instead of the green or red one. But loving the way this figure looks, man. I'm really happy he decided to do a Jason Todd figure. Loving the way it looks. Like I said, you guys can pop off the cape if you guys want. Same articulation as all the other figures. Head does rotate around. Doesn't look up or down. Arms do swivel all the way around if they need to. You can kick the legs up to about yay far. You can't bend at the knee. There's no kind of ankle pivot to articulation. But yeah, awesome looking figure. I just think it's weird that McFarlane's not throwing in any kind of accessories with these figures at all. Because if you guys remember, like, here's Nightwing. He threw in 2 bow staffs for this figure right here. Like I said, the Green Lanterns, most of them all come with their own little lanterns. Aquaman came with his trident. So the fact that he's not throwing anything in with these figures is kind of, I don't really like that, but I'm just happy that he at least he keeps them at under $10. And sometimes you can find these on clearance after a while, you know what I mean, at stores. But I would like something. It would be cool if they came with some kind of accessory, just one at least. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys them all together, all right? And here they are all together. Like I said, there are a total of 6 figures in this wave. 2 of them are going to be a little bit harder to find. Like I said, if you guys couldn't remember, it's going to be the Solar Suit Superman. It's going to be the Unmasked Batman right there. It's number 49 and number 50. Hopefully you guys can find them in stores. Hopefully I can find them in stores. It's hard searching for some of these figures sometimes. But I hope everybody out there is able to get them and collect them. Like I said, they're really cool figures. If you guys are fans of the Superpowers line, and if you guys are a fan of adding these different characters in the Superpowers look, basically, I think it's pretty cool because a lot of these figures that he's been coming out with weren't originally in that cartoon. So it's cool that he's at least making the characters and giving the fans the opportunity to add them to the collection, or just collect the original characters and how they looked in their suits. But other than that, man, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time, stay cool.